Rather than focusing in on examples of order within nature, Swinburne's teleological argument instead focuses on examples of order within the laws of nature, what he calls regularities of succession or temporal order. For example, the law of gravity. So gravity acts in a stable and predictable way. It's not like gravity one day attracts objects and the next day repels them, or this strength is constantly changing. The laws of nature, such as gravity and the strong nuclear force and electromagnetism, they are consistent and stable and orderly. So why is this? How do we explain this temporal order? Well, Swinburne says we can't give a scientific explanation of why the laws of nature are consistent, because scientific explanations kind of have to assume these laws. Like, how science works is by assuming there's these consistent laws of nature, like gravity, electromagnetism, and so on. And then it uses these laws to explain how stuff works. But you can't give a scientific explanation of the laws themselves because, again, science has to assume these laws. It has to assume these consistencies and these regularities of succession in order to make its explanations. So again, we need an explanation of this temporal order. Well, again, the scientific explanation isn't going to work for the reasons mentioned, but Swinburne says there is still another type of explanation we have available, which is a personal explanation. So we give personal explanations for things all the time. For example, the painting exists because the artist painted it. The garden is tidy because the gardener tidied it up. The building exists because the builders built it. So notice that these explanations, rather than appealing to impersonal laws, instead explain things in terms of the agency of a mind. So bringing this all together, we could summarize Swinburne's argument like this. There is temporal order in the universe, regular laws or patterns in nature, like gravity, electromagnetism, and the speed of light. And this temporal order needs an explanation. There's two kinds of explanations available, scientific and personal. But the scientific explanation isn't available to explain temporal order because scientific explanations, by their very nature, have to assume temporal order. So the remaining explanation is a personal one. The temporal order of the universe exists because a mind designed it to be that way, and this mind is God.